You are on a 3-hour flight to visit your Aunt Sally in New York. The plane reaches its cruising altitude, so you lean your seat back to take a nap. Boom! There is an explosion on the right side of the plane. Everyone rushes over to see what happened. Only half the wing is left, with the other half falling towards the ground with an engine attached. Although the odds of getting in a plane crash are extremely low, it is important to know what to do in the rare occasion that you are involved in that crash. I'm sure every one of us has flown on a plane and are likely to do so in the future. So today, I'm going to tell you what precautions to take and how to survive a plane crash if you are ever unfortunate enough to experience one. First, there are some things you need to know before the plane even gets off the ground. The better shape you are in, the more likely you are to be able to survive the crash. After the crash, there will be luggage and debris everywhere, and you have to safely maneuver your way to an emergency exit. The bigger the plane, the better. Larger planes are better able to absorb the impact of a crash. Also, your choice of seat is very important. The further back you are in a plane, the more likely you are to survive the initial crash. It is also important to pick a seat less than 5 rows away from an emergency exit. In the event of a crash, you only will have 90 seconds to safely exit the plane before it's engulfed in flames. So the closer you are to an emergency exit, the better off you will be. Now that the flight is about to be underway, make sure to pay attention to the flight attendant. Even if it's the same boring speech you've heard a million times, there might be something the flight attendant tells you that could save your life. One of the main things to remember is the +3 - 8 rule. Most plane crashes occur in the first 3 minutes of a flight or in the last 8 minutes. So during this time, stay extra aware. It is good to have an action plan just in case something does happen. When the plane starts to go down, the second the oxygen masks drop, put them on. Most people assume that they can take their time to put on the oxygen masks. But when a cabin loses pressure, there is so little air at high altitudes, it can become next to impossible for oxygen to enter your bloodstream. And just a few seconds of oxygen deprivation can cause mental impairment. The plane is about to crash, and you need to be prepared for impact. First thing you need to do is assume the brace position. It may seem silly, but research shows that curling into a ball can increase your chances of survival. Getting into a brace position reduces the velocity of your head when it slams into the seat in front of you. It also reduces the chance of breaking any limbs. Now that the plane has crashed, you must remember that you only have 90 seconds to safely exit the plane. So needless to say, forget about your personal belongings, all your luggage, your phone doesn't matter. Make sure you get any kids around you safely out with you and get out of that plane. In conclusion, today I have told you all the crucial things you need to know in order to survive a plane crash. So the next time you are flying in a plane, you can relax knowing that you can survive in the unlikely event that the plane does crash. And when you hear that explosion on the right wing and everyone else starts to panic, you can stay calm, survive, and you'll have a great story to tell your Aunt Sally.